Time now for CBS 21 News political insiders. Tony May for the Democrats, Charlie Drew for the Republicans. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
It was a big couple of days in Michigan. A lot of protests at the state capitol there. Both the Senate and the House in Michigan passed right-to-work legislation, which goes on to their governor, expected to be signed as early as tomorrow. Charlie, Governor Corbett says that probably wouldn't fly here in Pennsylvania. Why?
Well, maybe it would. But it really is a political earthquake that Michigan, one of the most pro-labor states in the union, has become a right-to-work state. Part of the reason was that Indiana, another new right-to-work state, was eating their lunch. And another reason was that the labor movement in Michigan kind of overplayed its hand by trying to get it constitutionally qualified as a constitutional right to collectively bargain. It was shot down badly, and they really were left with little else. I mean, they overplayed their hand. They were shown not to have the muscle that folks thought they had. Michigan, now a right-to-work state.
You wouldn't expect that.
And I think what the governor's trying to say, it's a solution in search of a problem. Only less than 15% of the workers in Pennsylvania belong to unions. It's not like everybody you see was a member of a union or didn't want to be. And there's actually three different kinds of unions. There's the open shop, where you don't have to belong to the union to work in a place, but they represent you. There's the closed shop, where you have to belong and you have to pay dues. And then there's the agency shop, which is the most popular one in Pennsylvania, where you don't have to belong, but you do have to pay your fair share of the costs of bargaining and protecting you. And I think I'd be really interested to know whether the strongest union in the United States is covered by this law, the Bar Association, where they have life and death control over whether you can practice law or not. You have to be a member, you have to pass a test. It's the strongest union we have.
Good try, Tony.
You belong, and you pay your dues.
I don't belong to the Bar Association, actually. I am a recovering lawyer.
A recovering lawyer. All right, well, Michigan, the 24th state, are we going to be seeing this more and more?
I think you are. I mean, the southern and western states that have adopted right to work have done very well economically. As I say, they're eating the lunches of the northern states. In order to be competitive, you're going to have a friendly environment to the workplace, and worker freedom is part of that. And the right-to-work states are succeeding and thriving. The non-right-to-work states are having a hard time, and that's why Michigan and other states are going in that direction.
Okay. Let's talk about the Pennsylvania Turnpike workers.
We want to.
Because, you know, the Auditor General, Jack Wagner, with his report, for the past 5 years, $7 million plus in free tolls to different workers, contractors, and other people who are working on the road, and he says it's got to stop.
Let's start with Charlie, because he has a great question.
Okay.
Which is, who didn't get one? I mean, Jack Wagner is not going to go quietly into the night, but
not at all.
And he has been a tremendous Auditor General. Both Republicans and Democrats, I think, agree on that. And here, as he's leaving office, he comes up with this. I mean, quite frankly, I'm stunned. 7,000 of these free passes. Who are they going to, Tony?
Yeah, and there's they're getting a benefit for each free pass of about $1,100 a year. That's a lot of trips.
And it's not like the Turnpike is in a great position financially anyway.
So those who have to pay the toll, their toll is then essentially going up.
They're subsidizing, absolutely.
We are paying for free rides.
Got about 30 seconds. Fiscal cliff. Are we going to reach an agreement in Washington?
Charlie and I have agreed.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a miracle.
The guys in Washington.
What was your agreement? Maybe you should send it to them.
Spending cuts immediately. That's what Tony wants.
I think that there's still time for an agreement. I think, if nothing else, they've got to make it look as tough as possible to justify all the hoopla that preceded it.
What does it look like, though, to the world, Charlie?
Right.
Well, it's never easy to watch sausage being made. And sometimes the legislative process is a little bit like that.
Okay, we'll leave it on that note.
I like sausage, too.
And Tony likes sausage, so we're happy. Tony May, Charlie Drew. You can see our political insiders here every Tuesday on CBS 21 News at 5:30.